play fake here on first down. On the crossing route, complete. It's Malone. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. On 1st and 10, Watson. He's going to look deep down the field. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Over the middle, complete. That's Malone. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Richmond.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Reset. Down. Black 22. Black 22.
On first down, it's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there at 22. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke. Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time And you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
After the interception, here's Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, here's Watson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Malone. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Green 39! Green 39!
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone. For a touchback. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Mahomes to throw on second down. Big hold of the 30. And this one caught by Max Williams. Finally taken down at the 32-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Fournette, a first down carry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. He had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser-focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play, he obviously had no presence to feel like he's being pushed for a pass. And without that, that allowed him to get up to the line of scrimmage and hold him to no gain.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh, boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
They had the incomplete pass on second down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10.
Left.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he fires one, but incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And now out comes Minnesota. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Watson on first down. And it's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Watson. To throw again. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, he caught it. Just couldn't get the feet down. Couldn't get that toe tap sequence, right? I was ready to call him tippy toes if that one was completed.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Down. Move waiting.
A shotgun snap for Watson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man complete. A big 9 on 3rd.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
Green the line.
Now a first down throw, Watson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Yannick Ngakoue in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20.
Down. Green the line.
Out of the gun, Watson. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Touchdown, Vikings. Chris Conley, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point good by Catanzaro, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to be. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Mahomes now to throw. Rolling to his right. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here on first down. His throw incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time. And it's 2nd down.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. On the toss, here's Balaj. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. From the gun, Watson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Watson from the gun, he'll throw. And that's complete to Jesse James. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
On first down, Watson. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Zadarius Smith in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Come back, come back. Two jet.
Now Watson operating from the gun. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Watson on third down. And that is incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. And Catanzaro's kick is right through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Going to need better protection here. Third and long following the sack from Mahomes and company.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90. Ace. Slow.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Got him in. It's Brashad Perriman. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. And now running right through it. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here's Watson now on second down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down. Now Watson. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And it's taken in at the 9. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They begin with a run by Fournette. And a great move on the play as he takes this one past the 25. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot, letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They get a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a first and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions have got it back to a one-score game. Prater for the extra point. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Flushed out right. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So the big play gets them across midfield now for first and 10. Here's Watson. Throwing on first down. He's going to air one out. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Has been roasted in this.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So second yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Richmond.
Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now.